Sweet. All right. Kia ora everyone, this is Abraham from Youth of Kopeopeo. We are on our last day of interviews. Raewyn has done an amazing job of, you're welcome, thank you, of interviewing our local candidates for the election this year. I'm going to ask you some questions. I know we asked you some at the start, but we're going to ask some to finish up. My first one is, how was it? How was the experience? And did you enjoy it or did you hate it?
So the experience was amazing. I loved the whole meeting the candidates, getting to know what exactly they wanted to change within Whakatane as the district, and it really kind of opened my eyes at what kind of like how important it is to actually vote, because they all have different qualities that they can bring to this district, and how exactly that they like want to change. And I love it so much. It was such an awesome experience. And did I hate it or love it? I did like it, some of it, but it was just parts of it, like candidates were very, they took a while. Some of them were very long, but it was an awesome experience overall.
Excellent. What do you know now that you didn't know at the beginning when you started this?
I didn't know any of their names, like at all. I didn't even know that there were so many candidates. Like I saw that there was Leslie from one of her posters. I saw Andrew. Oh no, I saw who was it? I saw John Puller when I was going to the beach with my sister, and just mostly them. And I thought that there was like only going to be a handful of interviews today. I don't think it was going to take 2 whole weeks to do. And I was just like, it was very amazing to see how many were actually very what is it? Dedicated to being the mayor of Whakatane district. And I honestly liked it. It was really cool.
Cool. Yeah, I think for on our side, what's been really interesting is there are so many candidates this year, and so many of them said yes to being interviewed by you. Like, yeah, and I thought that was really cool that they were all really engaged, they all really loved it, and we had like amazing feedback about what you've done. So thank you. Um, how how do you feel about voting? Like in terms of you voting compared to when you started to now?
So I won't be able to vote till next year, which is kind of unfortunate. But it did really give me an eye opener, because I didn't really think about voting at all. To be honest, I would just kind of wait for my mum to vote, and then I'll just go with her opinion, whether or not I had done research about it. So I didn't even really care about voting. But now that I've got the opportunity to actually sit down and talk to every single one of these candidates to figure out what they want to bring, like the different qualities that they have and the different values that they have for the community, it really opened my mind to the different. Yeah, it was really cool. I loved it.
That's very cool. That's very cool. What advice would you give the candidates for either the mayor or the council that would help them to engage with youth and be able to like talk to youth and reach them?
One, I definitely feel like that you should go to high schools. Like, definitely start with the school. Like, don't just go off people, like kids that are just walking down the street. It's better to just actually go to where all the kids are first. Like, even have a assembly or have a conversation with all the kids, and then hopefully it will like pluck all the ones that actually have ideas that will, benefit Kopi or the Whakatane. And yeah, I think that would definitely inspire a lot of kids to even join different organisations to help Whakatane district, like Youth of Kopeopeo. Like kids could come in, like the LGBTQ community and stuff like that. So yeah.
Awesome. Overall, from like listening to all the kōrero of our candidates and being able to ask them, and I noticed that you asked like extra questions that weren't on the sheet, which is awesome. Like there'll be little ones that I thought was really cool that you you felt moved to ask that question. That was really cool. So, having heard all of their answers and meeting all of them and spending time with all of them, do you have confidence in their do you have confidence in like their ability to make decisions that are going to help us all?
Okay, so yeah, it's kind of difficult to answer that because they all have their different opinions of what this interview was about. Like they all some people thought that it was just about the whole district when it was called like what is it called again? The youth of Kopeopeo. Like it's the youth of Kopeopeo, not the youth of the Pakistan district. Like come on. But yeah, so it kind of gave me. Yeah, I'm not quite sure, but yeah, I wouldn't know to be honest.
No, that's fine. What was the hardest part of the interview process for you? Because you were saying some of them didn't know what they were up to, or didn't understand maybe how how the questions were framed. That you were talking about Kopeopeo as opposed to all around. Like, was that hard, or what was one of the challenges of this process?
One definitely was just sitting there, just like being able, yeah, especially that chair. It was very uncomfortable to sit in that chair, but it was just so that's definitely one of the challenges. The second was I definitely had allergies. I'm so sorry, but I remember sneezing during one, and I felt so bad because I was blowing my nose, and I was like, I'm so sorry, just don't want them running. But okay, on a serious point of view. It was kind of difficult to understand their point of view of the question because I don't know, like they made it seem like it was. I honestly can't explain it, but I do remember feeling kind of uncomfortable on one of them because they related to one of their scenarios, I think. But yeah, I wasn't quite sure, but yeah, completely just threw out of my head. Sorry.
No, all good. All good. Do you think that some of the answers, because we were interested to see would they tailor their answers to you and to like the youth of Kopeopeo audience, or would they just say whatever? Like, were there answers that you found like didn't make sense or didn't relate, or is that what you're saying? Like some of them that you couldn't relate to or understand, or
Kind of. Yeah, kind of. It was kind of just like I couldn't really quite understand what they were going with it, but yeah, just kind of left them.
My final question for you is, what has been the best thing about this process? Actually, two-part question. What's been the best part of this process, and would you do it again, knowing what it's like now?
The best part of this process was actually getting to meet the different candidates and the different qualities and the values that they wanted to bring to Whakatane. I loved it so much. It was such an awesome opportunity for me, and I couldn't see myself doing this. That's why I loved it so much. And people like after the interview they're saying that I could be an awesome journalist, and I was just like I didn't even think about that. And now that I've got this, had this amazing opportunity, it's kind of like it's in my mind, just ticking there now. But so yeah. So what was the last question? Would I do it again? Yes, definitely, most definitely. I would love to do it again.
Cool. So this is the end, and on behalf of Youth of Kopeopeo and everyone involved, we just want to thank you so much for the amazing job that you did and for doing like long interviews and many interviews, and you've just been a real champ. So thank you so much. Do you want to give any shout outs or anything like that? Any final words? Yeah. Cool.
I would love to say a big thank you to Abraham for all the questions that you brought out. Bex for picking me up every day, picking me and Kotuku up, my moral support behind the camera. But just picking us up every day, like and dropping us off back to school. Honestly, it was such an amazing support, and yeah, I honestly loved it. It was awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Sure was.